Hello, I'm Valentina Isis, the goddess of astrology, and welcome to this episode of Love and Relationships for the sign of Pisces. Now, this works if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant in the sign of Pisces, or your Venus or Mars in the sign of Pisces. Now, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is what is the love that Pisces needs? What can you expect out of your relationship with your Pisces boyfriend or girlfriend? What is Pisces looking for in love, and what is it and how is it that they act in relationships? And of course, how is it that you can make your Pisces fall madly in love with you? So let's see, what can we be expecting out of love when it comes to the sign of Pisces? Okay, so first we're going to start with some traits, typical traits of the Pisces energy. And Pisces is a very mysterious energy. They're not very talkative. They don't like to be talking about their things and their stuff because they're very deep. They're a very, very deep energy. They're more about feeling intuitively everything, the waves. That's really where they really thrive, in feeling those mysterious undercurrents of things. They can sometimes feel things before you even knew that you were feeling those things. They are beautiful. They are beautiful. Well, the planet Venus, which is a planet of love and relationships and beauty, is exalted in the sign of Pisces. So these people come out to be very beautiful, very romantic, super, super romantic. These are the hopeless romantic people. They're subtle. They're elusive. They definitely have a tendency to be daydreaming 24/7, and they love to sleep. They love to sleep. They like all the energies that connects them to the higher source, that connects them to the ultimate consciousness. So sleeping is when you completely get rid of this physical illusion and you go into the all ever-ending energy. And they really love feeling those things. So sometimes they definitely have a weakness for substances. They do have a weakness for alcohol. They have a weakness for altering their minds. They love altering their minds because it makes them feel that I'm escaping this illusion of realism and these matter things, and I'm actually going to the source of it all. They're very passive, very, very passive. They love serenity. They love to be in peace. They love to just be relaxed and chill. They're super chill people. They're very changeable. Okay, so one day they want to be in a relationship, another day they don't know if they want to be in a relationship. One day they want to be with people, the other day they're like, I kind of want to be alone now. So they're very mutable. They change a lot, and they change a lot according to the energies of others. Okay, so I sometimes see Pisces being a mirror, very, very much like a mirror. So they're not the type of people to be putting their energy out there. They're more of like, I'm going to wait to see what am I dealing with, and then I'm going to give that back to people. So they're very dependable on other people's energies, and they're kind of like a psychic sponge. They can feel too much. They can feel a lot, and they just give right back that energy to the people that are giving it to them. So if you come to them like happy-go-lucky, they're always going to show you happy-go-lucky energy. But if you come to them kind of like anxious and kind of weird, then they're just going to give that energy right back at you, like of anxiety and weirdness. So they're just a very, very mutable, shape-shifting sign, almost like a mirror. Very adaptable. They're in love with love. They're in love with love and the idea of love. They're highly, highly romantic. They're the hopeless romantic. They're very gullible because of this situation, and devoted as well. Pisces really need a sort of devotion. This is when they really are at their highest vibrating energy, when they have a devotion to love, devotion to a religion, devotion to their family. They have to have a sense of devotion. Things can't just be because yes, because you're going to get money for it or something like that. No, they need to have a higher devoting energy into it, and that's when they really thrive. They're easily hurt. They're super sensitive. They're a water sign. They're super sensitive. They're easily hurt. They're not going to show it. You know, they're very good at hiding it. There's still an energy that hides. Their house is the house of the hidden things, the hidden enemies, the hidden situation, things that you can't see. So they're very good at hiding. and showing that there's nothing going on, but they could be very easily hurt inside. They're very sentimental. They're very indirect. They're the passive aggressive sign. They're not necessarily somebody who's just going to be fully direct with you. They don't like to be completely exposed. They like things to be hidden, and sometimes they really really love hidden things, like um, like hiding from your parents and you're having sex or something like that, or having a secret affair. They like things like this. They like things that are hidden. They like it when it's a secret between you and me and nobody else knows about it. They really love that energy. They're intuitive. They're psychic. They really feel you. I've had interactions with Pisces where I could be feeling, I could be getting anxious and I don't even realize I'm anxious, and they kind of catch me before I even know that I'm anxious. They definitely are super intuitive and psychic. They're highly spiritually strength, so they have a big, strong spiritual energy. That's why devotion for these people is so good. Um, they are dominated by the subconscious, and this is where they really love being in the subconscious of things. That's why subconscious is hidden from you, and that's why they love sleeping, because then you tap into your subconscious. But they really love this realm of the subconscious. They feel like this is really what is the owner of all this physical world. They are receptive, very receptive. They are depressive. Because they feel so much, these people constantly have to have in a healing energy. They have to be healing themselves and purifying themselves of other people's energies, because they just pick up a lot of other people's energies. And sometimes if they can be psychically attacked very easily, or they can be attacked by psychic vampires a lot, where they they walk into a room and they're fine, and then somebody is not having such a good of a day, and they start feeling their thoughts of the other person, and then they're like, are these my thoughts or their thoughts? And then they get kind of depressed. So they absorb too much energy that they have to constantly be just purifying themselves, and that's why they do very good alone. They like solitude. These are the people that don't mind solitude, that they actually thrive in solitude. They're like, hey, finally a time on my own. I'm not feeling a bunch of other energies around me, and let's see what I really think in my subconscious. So they really like, they can appreciate solitude. They isolate themselves a lot. They like isolating themselves out of situations. They're introverted for sure. They're all about the internal feeling of things and how they feel. They're unfocused. They definitely have an unfocused energy, because they are in this elusive energy constantly. So it's very hard for them to get focused, and they're just constantly changing. Their feelings are constantly changing. They're the second dual sign. The first dual sign is Gemini, but they have a duality of logic, duality of rationalism. But Pisces has a duality of emotion. So that's a little bit more intricate. They're kind of escapist. Like I said, they can easily go into drinking a lot, taking substances, because they just don't want to feel those ugly things, and they just want to go. Like Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain was a Pisces. So they definitely have a very strong energy for just escaping this ugly world, or escaping these ugly energies, and they can easily fall into escapism. Very artistic though. These people can tap into artistry. They can tap into the spiritualness of things. So they can be super artistic. They know how to grab from the world of the subconscious and create art. They're very very good at this. So they have a little bit of a low energy, so they can be addicted to uppers. They love a good coffee, like something that gets you hyped up, that starts like I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. They can like that feeling, because they naturally are so chill, so relaxed, that having a little pick me up, they really like those things. They can have a little bit of a low self-esteem and self-denigration, because it's hard for them to see themselves, because they just feel so many things, and so many energies get stuck to them, that they're like, okay, well, are these my thoughts, or are these somebody else's thoughts? Did I learn this from somebody else, or is this really me? So they have a really hard time really seeing themselves. Their main planet that rules them is Neptune. So Neptune is the one that is that very artistic, spiritual energy, but it's also the one that shows you that you're connected to it all, that you're just this drop in this giant ocean, So there's an energy of losing who they are. Like there's not that big of definition of like, this is me. They don't have that big of definition in them. They're the complete opposite of Aries. They're in the whole other side of the spectrum. Aries is the, I know who I am. This is me, Aries. And Pisces is like, I'm all. I'm nothing. I'm all of it. They kind of have that energy about it. They procrastinate. They do procrastinate a lot because they're kind of escapist. They don't necessarily like to be in ugly feelings. So that's why they do good with anything more artistic, because artistry is like you're feeling through it, and you can put your feelings in it, and it just kind of like develops into something. But something that requires a lot of hard work and not necessarily imaginative energy, they kind of procrastinate these things. Very compassionate. They're one of the most compassionate energies out of the whole zodiac. They are so empathy. They have so much empathy because they can feel everything that they can't escape it. They can't escape the pain of other people. They can't escape the suffering of other people. They cannot escape this energy. So they really kind of have an affinity for the underdog. They have a big affinity for the outcasts of society. They like to know what's going on. They like to live vicariously through them. Jesus is the energy of Pisces, is the fish, is the double fish, is the feet. When they clean his feet, is Pisces rules the feet. And Jesus will hang out with the whores and the prostitutes and the gamblers and the ones who were outcasted from society. And he can still see beauty in all these people. This is the typical Piscean energy, where you don't have to have a status. You don't have to have any of these things. I love you for who you are. Deeply, they can really do this. And with a Pisces person, you will feel that even if you're the most insecure person and you feel that you're the most unworthy person in the world and that who's ever gonna love me, believe me, a Pisces will love you and genuinely will love you immensely. Very nurturing, very, very nurturing. So in relationships, Pisces are very interesting. You know, they really believe in the ideal mate, and they really believe in love. Remember, Venus is exalted in this sign. So it's the ultimate energy where they really feel like, oh, love is real. And this story of, you know, the princess is going to be saved by the prince and they're going to happily live ever after. They truly believe this. They truly, truly believe that they're going to once find their ideal mate, and they can daydream about their ideal mate forever. Forever. They just start daydreaming, oh, she's like this, and like he's like that, and they're perfect, and da-da-da-da. And they can go through kissing many frogs in their life looking for this perfect prince, and they get very close to it. They really do. They get very close to finding their true love. They really do. Because they really believe that love is going to, it's going to be that lifetime relationship where they get protected from any complex demands of the self and the outside. That love is that really that energy that would immediately connect them to the source, where they can immediately feel that they can escape all of this. In your arms, I escape all of it. I escape the demands of the world. I escape the demands that they have on me. In your arms, when I'm with you, when I'm in love with you, this is all that it is. And this is really the energy that I want to live in. So they're very much about those things. They see it as like they can really be cushions against for their partner. They can be cushions against stress. So these people will do everything to accommodate everything so you don't feel any stress, so you don't feel any sort of negative energies. Like they will really, really accommodate everything around you so you feel just good and you feel just happy and you feel just joyful. They really try to protect their loved ones from any stress or from any anxieties. They really protect them and help them. This is really what they are. They're very self-sacrificing. These are the people that I will sacrifice my happiness just to see you smile. I will sacrifice my wishes to just see you smile. They're very, very self-sacrificing. And this is where the Pisces needs to know, okay, is this really a worth it sacrifice or not? Or am I just sacrificing for the hell of it? So this is where they need to get a little bit of balance. They're a marvelous lover. They're amazing lovers. These people are romantic. These people are not afraid to write you that love poem, to dedicate you that song, to make a painting of you. They're not afraid of any of this. They are very, very romantic, especially the ones that haven't been tainted by, you know, because they can grow up and they can start getting like, I don't believe in this, but they really are hopeless romantic. They really are hopelessly romantic. The problem lies when is that they sometimes feel like they're not worth the love. They sometimes feel like they're not worth it, and it needs to, and they need to have a lot more self-knowledge and self-esteem. So this is again the little bit of the Achilles heel of the Pisces is self-knowledge. They just really wait and to see how they can interact with other people's knowledge, with other people's energies. They don't necessarily come and say, this is, I'm happy today. I don't care if you're angry, I'm happy, period. They don't really have that energy. They just kind of ping pong whatever energy is around them. So they need to have a lot more self-knowledge in order for them to feel more self-confident in themselves and for their self-esteem to get better. They need to overcome the tendency to brew and be clingy and put all their eggs in one basket when it comes to a loved one. They need to overcome this tendency to do this, to brewing and to get very clingy with people, very dependent on people, and to put all your eggs in one basket with this person, especially if you're creating a sort of sacrifice. Because Pisces thrives on inequality. That's why they can love the outcast. That's why they can love the people who don't love themselves. That's why they can do all of this. So in thriving out of inequality, you need to be careful that you're not putting yourself in the lower half just because I want to see you happy, or I'm going to sacrifice my life so you can be happy. Like, no. Try to find a little bit more of a balance and try to protect yourself from so much self-sacrifices. The gift that Pisces have is that they're able to turn people into themselves. This is why they're so spiritual, and this is why they're so mirror-like, because they're able to help people really see themselves within themselves. That, oh, just so you know, you're throwing this energy at me, be responsible, because I'm going to throw it right back at you. You see how ugly it feels? Look, here it is. So they really help people become self-aware of themselves. They just naturally have this gift of people recognizing themselves a little bit more and having a lot more self-consciousness with themselves. And they really like to please others. And because of this is when the self-sacrifice comes in. They really love to please the other person. They try to be the cushion of stress. They don't want they don't want their loved ones to go through any hardships like that. And sometimes this is the problem when they have that they don't know how to receive back, how to accept back, how to let themselves receive something in return. They're more of the giver and the giver and the giver, and they need to learn how to receive more and how to not over-sacrifice themselves. So your independence and your capabilities are hidden under your vulnerabilities. So these are people that are very vulnerable. They're emotional. They're sensitive. So their independence and their capabilities of thriving on their own and finding out their self-knowledge lies under their vulnerabilities. They have a strong need to magnify their moodiness. They could be very moody, and they really fear rejection. So because they fear rejection, their tactic is to wait to be hunted. They wait to be possessed. They don't go and possess somebody and try to get the person. They don't. They just try to lure them to them. They don't overextend themselves. They just wait, and if you really like me, you'll just come naturally to me. And once you come to me, I'm always going to accept you. I'm always going to say, yes, of course, I love you back. So these people, the girls and the guys, they're not people to be pouncing on people. They're not people to do that. Like, they like to be possessed. They like to be chased. They like for the person to come to them, so they don't go through the whole thing of like, am I going to be rejected or am I not going to be rejected? They can't deal with that. So yeah, they love to be pursued. They love to be possessed. These are qualities that they like. They don't necessarily like to put their like impose their energies onto others. Friends, they need friends who teach them how to take risks. They need friends that push them and protects them at the same time. This is really what they're looking for in friendships and in their relationships, that they have somebody that is trying to help them get out of their comfort zone and, you know, go beyond their limits, but at the same time that can make them feel protected as they're doing it. They're very seductive, and they really know how to get the man that they want without being aggressive or without being too straightforward. But they know how to seduce in an intuitive, subconscious way. They really know how to seduce a person in these ways. And once they get to their 30s and 40s and older energy and more of a mature energy, they kind of go into this crisis of that they realize that they've been playing all these roles that society has told them, that they have been playing whatever role their mate wants them to play, and this could be the mother, the wife, the muse, the whore, the whatever, and whatever their mom even or their father even told them how to be. Like, this is the role you're supposed to play as a woman. This is the role that you're supposed to play as a man. By their 30s and 40s, they realize, like, I've been playing all these roles, trying to satisfy everybody, but I don't really know what role I truly want to play. I don't really know what I truly want. So that's why the self-knowledge is so crucial to them. For them to discover what are their fantasies, because they could be just pleasing everybody else's fantasies, pleasing everybody else's needs in love, pleasing everybody else's, self-sacrificing their own needs. So this is where the Pisces after 30s and 40s, it starts getting kind of like into a crisis of like, but what the hell do I want really? What are my fantasies? You know, when am I going to get my satisfaction? When is somebody going to come and give me what I want? So very important, very, very important that you do try to define who you are. Not by other people's standards, not by what your boyfriend wants or your girlfriend wants, but who is it that you are? And make this very clear so it's not an elusive energy. So it's not like, oh, whatever comes and whoever person's energies comes in, then I just transform into those energies. No. That you can have your own persona, so later on in your life you're not having these confusions and these crises. But nonetheless, this is one of the most romantic signs. This is one of the most giving, romantic, self-sacrificing energies. They will love you no matter what. These people can love all your imperfections, can love all the things that you have with. It doesn't even matter. They can have a perfect ideal of what a person should look like, but they're more about what the person should feel, like what it should feel like. This is really what they're looking for. And at the end of their life, they truly get very close to their ideal mate. They truly get very close to making this dream come true. So you're dealing with somebody who's very artistic, very loving, very sensitive, and very giving. So as long as you are a person that is more responsible of your energies and you realize that this is just a mirror and you're not expecting them to kind of pick you up and, you know, make you feel better, they're not these people. They're these people that whatever energy you throw at them, they're going to give it right back at you. So it makes you be more self-conscious of your own self to see what energies you're putting into the relationship. But if you bring happiness, these people will always bring happiness into the relationship. All right? All right, guys, I really hope this was of help to you, for you to understand the way that you love a lot better, and for you to understand your Pisces mate in a better way, so you can see what needs do you need and what's a good, healthy approach to a relationship with them. All right, guys, and remember, this is just a general reading. If you want to have a more detailed reading about your love life, your future love, how is it that you love, your compatibility with your mate, you can always make a consultation with me in the link here below for a love reading. All right, guys? Alrighty. I'll be seeing you next time for the next episode, guys.